Hi there, this is Prague Talk, a podcast from Radio Prague International. My name is Ian Willoughby. In this edition, my guest is musician Jan P. Muchow, who started out as leader of perhaps the coolest Czech indie band of the 1990s, the Ecstasy of St. Theresa, and later became an in-demand producer and composer of film music. This year, Jan and his main collaborator in the Ecstasy of St. Theresa, singer and actress Kateřina Winterová, delighted fans by playing the group's first shows in the best part of a decade. And next month, they'll be performing 2 sold-out concerts here in Prague. To find out what sparked the reunion, I visited Jan P. Muchow at his own studio in the city's Vršovice district. And as you shall hear, our conversation also takes in his experiences recording at one of the world's most famous studios, Hansa in Berlin. And that's all in this edition of Prague Talk. Why was this year the right year to bring back Ecstasy of St. Theresa?
I don't know exactly why this year, but actually that's just what happened. We played once last year just between community because we played on our kids' school anniversary. And that was a point where we thought, we maybe still enjoy, even though I don't like playing gigs at all because it's for me like uncomfortable zone to be in front of the people. But since we played our songs and we didn't play them for such a long time, we really felt like we would enjoy it again. And we've got because people from the social network, I put one picture on my profile and people kept calling and asking us to play. So we thought why not, if people asking for it and we do enjoy it, so let's do it. So that's actually why this year was the year.
So you and Kateřina Winterová, the singer from Ecstasy of St. Theresa, your kids go to the same school?
Yes. Unplanned, but it happened, and they will be schoolmates and as well friends and soulmates. So now they on the next level in the gymnasiums. So they now had to separate ways.
When it came to practically starting up the group again, you obviously started Ecstasy of St. Theresa in 1990. Kateřina joined about 10 years later. You've had different members over the years. Did you call up the old members or find some new people to play this time?
It's the same lineup. We stopped play back in 8 years ago, and the former members will come to our Prague shows, just to watch us.
And so far, how have the gigs gone since you reformed?
We played festivals so far, and I never thought we are any festival band because we are more slow music, and you have to actually to listen to it. It's not just the rhythm. So I was a bit afraid, but it went really, really well, and we really, really enjoyed it.
Whenever bands come back, there's always a question about whether they should just play the hits, give people what they want, or do something fresh. And people who do something fresh are generally more positively received, it seems to me. Have you done anything new, or are you just playing the old stuff?
At the moment, we just play the old stuff, but the plan is, but I'm not sure we able to make it, but for the Prague show, which is in the mid of November, there was a plan to release a new single, but I'm afraid we're not in time to make it actually, but it'll come out a bit later on. But I think since we started to play again, it makes sense to not only play the old stuff, but as well come with something new. And I already have written the stuff, but we just didn't have time to produce it and to record it.
What do you think when you see some band coming back and only doing the old stuff?
I went to Berlin to see Dada 2 weeks ago, and they split their show in 2 parts. First part, they played all the new album, and the second part, they played all the hits. Most of the people enjoyed by far more the second part, But I see this as the really good approach to do it when you they even older than us, like existing band. So we are not so far that we could play like a whole new album, but I think that's the way to do it, because if you're in existing band, you still should be able to do more than play all songs.
Obviously, music styles change, fashions change, people's personal taste changes. Some of the songs you're playing, I guess, are decades, or they're all decades old pretty much now, right? So can you still kind of relate to your old music?
Yeah, we play a selection of the songs from, so the one we play, we still really do enjoy and like. And of course, some of them we not playing in the same arrangement as they are on the albums. But if we wouldn't feel like it's we still, in touch with them, we won't be playing, So all the stuff we play, we still think it's, it makes sense to play, and we love those songs still.
And say you and Kateřina Winterová, you are the core of the band. Are you in contact a lot over the years? Are you friends even? I don't know much about you guys as people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and as we had our sons at the same school and the same class, we almost see each other every day, So we here and then said like, are we still band? Yes. And will we do something someday? Yes. So we kept feeling as a still existing band, which just had like quite long winter sleep, because, she's Winterová. So that's the way our relation is. We don't have to see each other every day, even though we almost did those years we didn't play live. But we kept being in touch, and we are still in touch, and we call each other and go for coffees and stuff. But we just didn't felt like really play every week.
Also, I guess she's very busy too as an actress and TV personality.
Exactly, yeah. She's she's a member of the ensemble of the National Theatre. She has her own TV show, so she's very busy, of course. Yeah.
Also, I guess it was in the last year or year and a half, there was some attention for the earlier period of Ecstasy of St. Theresa, for example, in The Guardian, about the years when you were quite known in indie circles in the UK. That must have been pretty cool for you after all these decades.
Yeah, it was nice, because we are so old by now, like the band is so old by now that we have those decades of, or like anniversaries, and this was like 30 years of the release of our album. So, but it was very nice and pleasant to get this attention, and people still do enjoy these songs, and even though we a bit surprised, it's still like kind of actual. And we hope to re-release some of the stuff on vinyls, because they are not available at the moment,
Well, I noticed it's not all available on Spotify, for example.
We trying to change it, but it's, for example, available on Apple Music, So I don't know exactly what's the difference, why, but we are trying to change that.
A few years ago, you brought out this album called The Antagonist, which is a collection of your film music, both like kind of score music and songs. Probably it's the Czech album that I have played most in the last 7 or 8 years. Every time I listen to it, I think, why doesn't Jan P. Muchow write more songs? Because the songs are so good. I've told you this before, but why don't you do more of that kind of thing?
I don't know. Thanks, and I'm really glad you enjoy it, because I probably need this to be asked for it, because when I do film score and they ask me, maybe there would be a nice song for the end titles, or more songs for the movie. Then I'm I don't have this opportunity to do it, but I probably don't have this tension inside me that I have to write songs every week, So I don't know. I have periods, Sometimes I have a period when I do songs even not that I'm asked for, but most of the time I just don't need to write.
And do you pick up sometimes an acoustic guitar and just play?
Yeah, of course. That's why it's over there in the corner, and that's my everyday life, actually, So I play bass, acoustic, whatever, it's always around me, and I'll do.
We're here at your studio. All over the walls there are posters for films that you've done the music for. Is film music and TV music the main thing that you do now, Jan?
Yes, at the moment it takes most of my time. Yeah, it's like now my main occupation, I would say.
And does that mean that you have like a lot of projects on? Do you have like many months in advance you have to do movies? Because movies are a slow-moving ship usually.
Yeah. Like at the moment, I know my schedule is like 3 TV like series like shows and 1 movie in the making, and then I'm producing 1 album, and it's all happening in like all together, but not at the same moment. But so I'm quite busy till next year, like spring next year.
Also, you're a very well-known producer, and I'm curious how you find the experience of producing other people compared to doing your own music. How satisfying is it being a producer?
Actually, being producer, it's in a way, it's less stress because you don't have to write every note. But in a way, it's like you are the one who is responsible for everything. So in a way, it gives me a bit more like freedom, and in a way, it's actually even more like tension inside me because I want to be as perfect as possible, and I'm the one who actually is responsible for it. If I write music for a movie, there still is a producer and director, and they should be the ones who really have to tell everybody what's the direction, what's the style, and what's good and what's bad.
Obviously, you're a very busy guy. How do you select production projects? Are record companies coming to you? Are you meeting some young singer in a club and thinking, let's work together?
It's most of the time it's like that people come after me, and then we just have to click, and the material with which they come with must be something I feel like I can help it and I like it, I think the only moment when I ask somebody if they want or she wants me to help her was Sarah Vondrašková, when I offered her, because she was unknown singer, and which I thought she's really, really good, and she would deserve, to get a chance. So I offered her if she wants to, and she can use my studio, and I did help her to make with her debut album.
And is there a certain sound people want from you, or do they just trust you and know you'll do a good job?
I guess you have to ask them, but I guess people go after me for my taste, because I don't think I do every production sounding the same. It's a different sound for Barbora Poláková than I did for Richard Miller or other artists. I guess it's the way I feel music. That's what I would think they come for.
You mentioned Richard Miller. I saw on social media that you recorded with him at Hansa Studios in Berlin. Could you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, that was actually a duet with Ben Christoval and Richard. And that was like one of my dreams, once go to record to Berlin Hansa Studios. And we had a chance actually to book the studio with this project, and it was really, really interesting. And the studio is really good, and it has really such a vibe that you like instantly feel inspired, and everything is possible, and like they have, different rooms. And when we came in, they asked me, in which room you want to set up the drums? And then one of the rooms was like marble. And I said like, can we try the marble room, which is mostly used for like other stuff than drums, because, it has so many reflections. But the sound engineer was like, eyes wide shut, open, and was like, oh, this sounds like interesting session, And so of course we set the drums in the marble room, and all the recording went from then this more like experimental way, and was really enjoyable, and was one of my best moments in my recording times.
But is that the same place? Is it the same place where Bowie and Eno recorded?
Yes, it's the same place. The main live room. Now it's like the owners of the studio, they own whole the house, which has more. It's a house with more floors, and a huge live room where they now renting it out for events. And if you want to record in this huge live room, you have to tell them like in front, and they can still like cable through this main live room, but they still have like 3 other or 4 other live rooms, not that big, because nowadays if you don't record with orchestra, you don't need such a huge place. So that's actually I guess why they actually renting it out for events, and just if you have like big budget recording, you can actually go to record in this live room. So it's the same studio, same control room, but we didn't go to this live room where they recorded the music, but I'm sure we definitely used some of the rooms where they did vocals and the other instruments.
My final question, and maybe you've already touched on this, but you have these gigs coming up in Acropolis in Prague in November with Ecstasy of St. Theresa. What's next for you and the group, and even beyond the group, say, for example, next year?
Yeah, the goal is actually to make this new EP or single or whatever, like the new recording. And we will be playing maybe some festivals or some gigs, and that's already in planning and in the bookings. So we still will be there, and I will still do film stuff.
Many thanks indeed to Jan P. Muchow, leader of the Ecstasy of St. Theresa, and producer and film composer extraordinaire. I spoke to Jan in October 2024 for Prague Talk, a podcast from Radio Prague International. And if you enjoyed this chat, why not search out some of the earlier editions and, of course, subscribe wherever you get podcasts. But for now, that's all from me, Ian Willoughby. Thank you so much indeed for listening to Prague Talk, and talk to you again very soon.